is Karla Bahm, and today we had to Amy Carpenter. She is an activist member of GR Rapid Response to ICE. With her, we are going to talk about the case of the American War veteran Gilman Ramos Gomez, who was arrested by ICE with the intention of deport him because of the information given to them by the captain of the Grand Rapids Police Department, Curt Vanderkooi. We will also talk about what happened last night in the city commissioner. Well, welcome to Amy Carpenter. Amy,
hello.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Amy, talk to us what happened last night, but before that, tell us what kind of information you had about the case, the Gilman Ramos Gomez, about the captain, the lieutenant, Curt Vanderkooi. Mm-hmm. Tell us what information you had before for you do what you did in the Grand Rapids Commissioner last night.
Thanks. So yes, we were there with Movimiento, Cosecha, GR, and GR Rapid Response to ICE because we had information, we had a timeline of how the case went with Gilman Ramos Gomez. Mm-hmm. ACLU and MERC, Michigan Immigrant Rights Center, had put in a FOIA request, it's called. It's a Freedom of Information Act request, and they got all the documents, all the emails and all the texts. And here's what we found out. Far before Captain Curt Vanderkooi ever called ICE, another GRPD sergeant, Sergeant Griffin, had texted with an FBI agent, Austin, that the case involves a vet, so they knew Ramos Gomez was a veteran, PTSD, he puts that in the text, vet, PTSD, but not an FBI issue. So the police, GRPD itself had already said this is not a federal issue, we do not need federal involvement, this is a veteran with PTSD.
You are telling us the GRPD already know what's going on with Ramos Gomez. He was an American citizen, also he was a veteran. So they already know that. Why they call to ICE?
So then at 7:40 at night, so hours later, Wood TV reports a story about the arrest, which names Mr. Ramos Gomez. And it includes his mugshot, in which he is recognizably Latino. So at that time, Captain Vanderkooi, who is home watching the news, sends an email to Derek Cliffman, an ICE officer responsible for deportations. And the email asks, could you please check his status? And so later, Captain Vanderkooi forwards the police report to ICE.
Wait a minute there. So this means he was Vanderkooi off the duty. So
he was off duty.
He was not working already.
He was not working. He did not check with GRPD. GRPD had in Ramos Gomez's personal belongings that they kept when they detained him, when they arrested him, they had his passport, they had his driver's license, and they had his KDL library card. They had all this information, but Curt Vanderkooi never had that checked. He had the ability to check his status if he had just asked to see the belongings,
or maybe he knows
which would be in the report.
He know when to.
He chose not to, right? That's a clear choice on his part not to do due diligence.
So you think was clear here that issue was profile racial? Because yesterday or last night we hear that was not the only case this captain was accused. Was a lot of case before about the profile racial he made in another persons.
Right, so we know that at least in one case, a 15-year-old African-American male, if I remember correctly, was stopping by the bushes to check on an injured bird. And he held in his hand a model train car. And Captain Vanderkooi identified him as a danger. And I don't remember exactly what he did with it, but I know he booked him and I think detained him for that. And then there have been other cases that were reported at the commission meeting last night of Captain Vanderkooi wouldn't sign the papers to allow an immigrant to stay here and to start his U visa.
U visa, yeah.
Yep.
I hear that in the last
Yeah.
time also.
Yep. Exactly. His U visa process, because he just didn't want to. The immigrant was completely cooperating with the process, had been violently attacked and definitely qualified, but Captain Vanderkooi held up the process of even starting. So
Sure.
this guy is clearly not keeping the community safe, and
No.
that's why we were there last night.
Okay. Why you are asking to the city manager and the mayores and the commissioners? Why you asking them about this captain? What you want they did or they do?
What we want is for them to fire him. Just unequivocally, he needs to not have a job. He needs to not be on the force. He is not safe for the community. And we were going to wait until public comment and make our case then. But they changed, it wasn't on their written agenda. They allowed the acting police chief to speak first, to give the same canned statement that he had given before.
Yeah, was it actually the same statement they sent to the media? So.
Yes, he read it verbatim. It was the same statement. It does not include those facts that I just shared with you. And so what they allowed that to do is that the police got the first word, he was uninterrupted, and it set the tone for the whole meeting. And so I asked at that point, can we speak? Because he's already gotten his chance to speak. Can we speak too? And you heard the mayor. The mayor said no.
No. Another fact is funny for me is in the statement the chief sent to the media. He no name the name that the Captain Vanderkooi. It's like he said the officer whenever was named. I know what is the name for ACLU, for me, for Cosecha, for you guys. So it's like kind of they want protecting, or something like that. What do you think?
I agree. We put ourselves out on the line. We have to identify ourselves by name whenever we go up to speak. We identify who we are. We're on camera as being that. This captain is not out there standing by. He's being protected by a really strong, powerful force, the GRPD.
Yeah.
That's not right. It's not just.
What do we do if the city no one firing him?
What do we do if the city doesn't want to fire him? Well, I mean, I'll step back a moment and say we have other demands of the city. The city needs to stop all cooperation with ICE, because what this case showed us is they are cooperating with ICE, and that may be Captain Vanderkooi's role is to cooperate with ICE. And they told the community and they told us they were not interested in immigration status, and that has been a lie, a straight up lie. We know that now. We don't want any city resources going to ICE's work because we pay those taxes. I don't want my money going to that. And we want the city commission to support driver's licenses for all, because we know that the police department racially profiles, and so they're picking up people because they don't have a driver's license because they can't get one in Michigan.
What, even
So
the person had documents, like myself, for example, I really feel afraid to walk or drive and see a guy like Captain Vanderkooi subside. I will not feel comfort. I will feel afraid. Even if I hide my identification, maybe for the color of my skin, he will arrest me.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not funny, but it's true. It's
You
exactly
could have
what
all
they
your
do.
documents on you, right?
Yeah.
And not many people carry their U.S. passport around.
Yeah.
So that Hilmar Ramos Gomez had that on him is rare, but it gave them all the proof that they needed, right? So, yeah, and as far as if they do not fire Captain Vanderkooi, well, I'm not going to give away all our tactics and strategy, but I will say that Cosecha and Rapid Response are going to continue on this case because it's so important that the community be able to feel safe this is our shared home. You know, this is our home. They have to feel safer. So,
no. Well, in this case, and the commissioner, the Grand Rapids need us, and the commissioner, the Kent County, what happened when they don't hear you guys, right?
Exactly, right, exactly.
I am pretty sure you will be there every meeting they have.
Exactly. And, you know, a lot of folks in the immigrant community cannot vote. So
Sure.
this is their way of making their voice heard by direct action, by joining together as people, immigrants and allies, coming together. And sometimes that means disrupting, because there really can't be business as usual if our immigrant families are being separated. They're not having business as usual. Children are being traumatized. Families are going without income because their main income earner has been taken. You know all of this.
Sure.
So people get upset that we disrupt, but they have to remember that this is the avenue that we have to make our voices heard. So.
Yeah. It's crazy. You walking for the street of Grand Rapids, be afraid that the Grand Rapids Police Department, when they are here to protect you, protect the residents.
Yes.
Not arrest them just because the color of their skin.
Just
right?
because of the color of their skin, and that's documented, that Black and Latino drivers will get pulled over more often. And it's terrifying. And then to know that they'll call ICE without even checking your status.
Yeah.
I mean, now that's been documented as well, that can happen.
Well, they happen on the children and veteran American citizen with the passport, all his documents, imagine another person's.
It's terrifying. And so we are going to keep disrupting because we have to, because families are already being disrupted. So this is what this is the only recourse left to the city, or to us, because of the city.
We have the free speech. So.
Yeah, exactly. It is free speech. We're a nonviolent movement. We work together nonviolently. But we are a lot of people, as we showed at the City Commission last night. There were a lot of us there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can get things done.
Yeah, I can see
will.
on the mayors and the community, they feel really not comfort. Maybe I can say scared about the situation. So they need to understand that is a difficult time for the immigrant community. So for the Black community also.
Yes.
So nobody deserves live and feeling afraid with the police.
That's right. And white people like myself can get separated from that. Right? We are taught different things about the police. We're taught that they will keep us safe. And so people don't know unless we bring it right to their faces. And that means disrupting a city commission meeting. And that means doing disruptions, because otherwise white people like myself have unearned privilege, and we can put it aside. We don't have to think about it. That's why it's really important that we all come together in this fight together.
Well, thank you for watching. My name is Karla Bahm, and that was an interview for Vocero Hispano TV. Thank you.